I think Arsenal has a problem with underusing players. I really do. At this point, I think Arsenal has a big problem with underusing players. Let me see. They won 3-0 against Sunderland. And the starting 11 was pretty much the same starting 11, I think, for Leeds except Calafiori. And maybe, yeah. So Gabriel Jesus starts, Leo, Madueke. The back four is the same, it's Calafiori. But I think with Leeds, it was Nkapie. But Declan Rice and Zubimendi played in that game against Sunderland, and then they played against Chelsea a full 90 minutes. Yep, Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, and Eze in the semi-final second leg against Chelsea. Madueke and Gyökeres with Martinelli up front. The back four in Capier, the rest Saliba, Gabriel, and Timber. Ben White unused again in these games. Unused. Yeah, Ben White's on the bench in the last two games. Unused with Chelsea, unused with Sunderland. We go up a bit further back to Leeds. Game Arsenal won 4-0. Yes, it wasn't 4-0 like for most of the game, but it was 3-0 from the 69th minute. Declan Rice and Zubimendi played 90 minutes. They played 90 minutes. I'm so you can't do this, and they playing 90 minutes or close to it every time, except the one time with Declan Rice had a bit of a cramp or something. And against Leeds, it was Trossard, Madueke, Gyökeres up front. But the back four, the same, changing only the left back again. But it was Nkapie as it was in the next game against Chelsea. So I think the problem here is we're using changes in our squad, but in garbage time and in games that don't matter. And then when you're playing guys like Eze in from the cold, you play him in a game that matters, and then he does what he did today, and then you take him off at halftime. I'm not mad at him being pulled at halftime. However, I think you have to manage the human as well as the player. And so how about you give Eze the minutes for Trossard? Play him out wide. Or bring Trossard in and play Eze on the wing where he can do some stuff. Like, find a way to build the player. Put him in a position where he can succeed. I don't think... and yes, the player has a lot to do with this as well. Like, Eze has to figure out how he's going to integrate into this team, just like Gyökeres has been having to do the same. And as soon as Havertz is out of the team, it shows again in Gyökeres. And Calafiori is not in the team, it shows down that left-hand side, even though I must be fair to Nkapie and Trossard. Before Martin Odegaard came onto the pitch, Leo and Ricardo Calafiori, they were the best players for Arsenal in that first half. And this is a low bar because it was not a good first half for Arsenal. It was not a good 90 minutes for Arsenal because Brentford were that good on the day. So, in my opinion, whatever this midfield was doing today, there's nothing Lewis-Skelly could not have done that Declan Rice and or Zubimendi did today on the ball today. Yes, Declan Rice is Superman and he had some very big interventions. But imagine if you started with, Norggard and Zubimendi, or Norggard with Rice, and then you can bring in one or the other because they've been playing 90 minutes every 3 days. Like, you can do that. You can do that. But you have to be prepared and be brave enough to do it. And I'm sorry, Arsenal, at the moment, you're using the same players too many times. Like, what good is that going to do? You have to start doing the thing you're saying you want to do. Keeping everybody involved, then involve them. And if you can't trust Norggard against Brentford, who he captained for 3-4 seasons before he joined you, if you can't trust him against that team, when are you going to trust him? That's my opinion. Then we might as well admit we don't have a backup for Declan Rice and or Zubimendi. And then we're going to run them to the ground. And then come April and May, they're going to be too tired, and one of them is going to pull a hamstring, and then we're going to blame injuries. This year, I'm not interested in that. I'm sorry. I'm not. We've had players who are good enough, who are available to be used. And if you're not using them, then that's on you.